I almost canceled my blind date, then this happened. I almost didn't go. It was a Friday night in downtown Chicago, and I was standing outside the restaurant, staring at my reflection in the glass door, wondering why I agreed to a blind date set up by a friend who clearly enjoyed chaos. "Just trust me," she had said. That's never a good sign. I walked in anyway. The place was warm, soft lights, quiet music, people laughing like they had everything figured out. I scanned the room, trying to guess which stranger was about to become my evening. Then I saw her. She was sitting near the window, casually stirring her drink like she'd been there forever. Calm, comfortable. She looked up and smiled. That smile did something. "Hey, you must be Ryan," she said. "Yeah, and you're?" "Emma," she finished, laughing a little. "I was starting to think you'd bail." "I almost did," I admitted. "Same," she said. And just like that, the awkwardness cracked. We started with the usual stuff, work, where we grew up, how we knew the mutual friend who thought this was a great idea. But it didn't stay usual for long. Somewhere between joking about bad first dates and arguing over the best pizza in Chicago, the conversation shifted. It became real. She told me about quitting a job that looked perfect on paper, but made her miserable. I told her about failing at something I thought would define my life. No filters, no pretending. At one point, I knocked over my water glass. Of course I did. Water spilled everywhere. I froze, waiting for that awkward moment where everything just dies. But she laughed. Not a polite laugh. A real one. "Okay," she said, still laughing. "That actually makes me feel better." "Why?" I asked, grabbing napkins. "Because now I know you're human." I smiled. Barely surviving, but yeah. Hours passed without us noticing. At some point, the waiter came over and said, "Hey guys, we're kind of closing soon." We both looked around, surprised. "Wait, really?" she said. We stepped outside into the cool night air. The city felt quieter now. Less noise, more something else. We started walking. No plan, no destination. Just walking. "Can I tell you something?" she said. "Yeah." "I was nervous before this," she admitted. "Not because it's a blind date, but because I didn't want it to be another fake conversation." I nodded. "I get that." She looked at me. "But this didn't feel fake." I smiled. "Yeah, it didn't." We reached a corner and stopped. Neither of us said anything for a moment. It wasn't awkward. It was comfortable. She finally said, "So, what happens now?" I thought for a second. "Well," I said, "we could pretend this was a one-time thing." She raised an eyebrow. Or we could see where this goes." She smiled. "I like the second option." I laughed. "Yeah, me too." We stood there for another second, neither of us wanting to leave. Finally, she stepped back and said, "Text me when you get home." "Only if you do the same," I replied. "Deal." She walked away, then turned back for a second. "Hey," she called out. "Yeah. I'm really glad you didn't cancel." I smiled. "Me too." And as I walked back through the city streets, something felt different. That wasn't just a blind date. It was the start of something I didn't plan. But somehow exactly what I needed.